Good morning. Long time no see. Oh, that's not a long time no see. Although, when was the last time you saw Charlie? You went for a walk this morning, didn't you?
Yeah.
You said it's very autumnal.
Yep, it's chilly out there.
What is it? August the 11th.
Wow.
Although there's good weather forecast coming for the end of this month for, I don't know if it's for the UK or just for Wales, but like really good weather. But we've booked to go away somewhere for a couple of days. My plan to do like a tour of the UK is not happening. An accumulation of a few things that prevented it from happening. I'm making the best of like a little trip, although I have to be mindful that, of course, it's not all about cycling, is it? Like, you have to like do other things. So a relationship is much like a lot of people's. I can't just go off and ride my bike every day.
Well, you can.
I can.
I was just going holiday on my own.
But that does mean that the next couple of weeks, and starting to dip, well, I'm starting today, but today really sets that tone. I'm going out for a big one today. Hoping to do between 5.5 and 6 hours. And I've got all day. I'm going to start early, so it's 7:30. I'm going to take all day to do it. It's a day out on a bike. I've got 2 little efforts I want to throw in, and I've got perfect places to throw them in as well. Obviously, I'll take you along for the ride. But I'm going to drink my little coffee. There's hardly any left.
We need more beans.
We need more beans. This channel's not sponsored by a coffee sponsor yet. Now, I know some of y'all like to stop in cafes when you go for long rides, and I do as well, to be fair. But when I'm on my own, I don't usually do that. But what today does give me a good excuse to do is to use my Camelback, which is it's still only a small capacity Camelback. It encourages me to drink. Now, if I was out on the road and I only had 2 balls with me, like, I would not stop. I would try to ration that fluid for as long as possible. And I'm trying to get out of the habit of that. I'm trying to get in the habit of drinking more. And by having it on my back, it encourages me to drink more. It's a beautiful morning. The sun, the light, everything. It's incredible. I've just listened to a podcast. I like listening to podcasts on my long rides. And it's a podcast with like a mindset coach, and well, he's much more than that. PK. If you're watching this, shout out to PK, and of course Ed Clancy, who I was teammates with for a long time. Ed has just dropped a knowledge bomb from Steve Peters, who wrote the Chimp Paradox, and what he says is be careful of possession of achievement. The appeal of achievement will diminish over time. If you achieve something, it doesn't necessarily become more appealing. It can sometimes become less appealing. And that's a great quote right there, because, you know, things when you've won Olympic gold medals, when you've won world championships like Ed has, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean you're super hungry for more. Never be complacent. That's the moral of the story. Some people know this climb as the Regos. Just coming to the end of an interval set.
Just give me a second. Oh. Right, I'm going to descend a bit now, and then I'm going to talk to you about my effort. Are you someone who struggles with threshold intervals? Are you someone that struggles with holding power at or near threshold? Are you someone that dislikes the steady state intervals at FTP? Well then, these intervals could be for you. So I've just got done with 2 20 minutes. I am the type of person that dislikes riding at my FTP. I can ride below it, I love it, and I can ride above it. Well, for a certain amount of time, obviously. For those of you that are a bit like a diesel engine, like myself, you probably get more out of this. So, cracking view for this little lecture I'm about to give. The session is as follows. 2 minutes at about 110% FTP. Bear with me, that's quite hard, I know. Straight into 5 minutes at FTP. Now halfway through that little 5-minute block, it's gonna get easier. You'll feel like the effort's reduced, but you gotta bear with it. Straight after that, you go into 3 minutes at about sweet spot. So the effort is obviously coming down over the course of those 10 minutes. Then you go straight into 2 minutes, exactly the same as that very first block. And then the final block is 8 minutes at sweet spot again. So I'm not quite sure what the average is or what it comes out as, but 20 minutes like that, I tell you one thing, flies by, right? Absolutely flies by, because you find that you're concentrating more on those 2-minute blocks, and you're like, you know, just got to get through them. Once you get through them, you're in the clear, I promise you. Maybe just start with 1 20-minute block, but 2 by 20 is pucker. Like, if you could do that, pat yourself on the back. Oh, there's a car down there. I think that's been there for ages and ages. You won't be able to see it. It's quite a way away. If we turn right here, it would take us kind of straight back home, but we're going straight down to get us to the coast. I did a race once that came up here, the Wasp Road race. Brilliant race, and I was in my element because it actually finished at the top of a mountain. Like, this is a mountain, like a 6-kilometer climb right to the top. I think I managed to get a top 10, but I got spat pretty early on the bottom of the climb and I had to ride my own tempo. I wasn't a climber back then. I wasn't a climber, although who says I'm a climber now? That's the direction I'm heading, down to the beach. Right, you can't even see the course from here, it's that far away, but it is down there, I can promise you. But it'll be pretty quick all the way through, like Ogmore Vale, Bridgend, but the road is down there. There's a massive switchback. I kind of wish I had my other GoPro on my handlebar now, but yeah, well.
Flipping heck. Back did 7 hours 6 seconds, 201k. There's the proof. 4,700 kilojoules and a TSS of 265. Obviously the bulk of that work coming in those intervals at the beginning, which is like half oat milk, half water, like Science and Sport Rego recovery, and some leftover greens risotto. So I'm gonna eat this. I'm actually gonna go to the shop and get more food because it's near the end of the week and we're running low. It's quite funny actually that days like this are the days that get the most comments on Strava. Like, we had a conversation about this in amongst a little like little cycling group, community group,
And we always laugh about it because it always takes like something, like I have to do something like really like obscure, or like a really, really long ride, or like really, really high power numbers for like people to like comment like, good job, great ride. I feel like really sad then, because it's like I never get those comments because like I never do those rides. And then like yeah, it's like people expect me to do those rides all the time, so that I could get those comments. So I don't. I've never been one for like that external validation though. Like, it's funny because like I always title my rides on Strava because I feel like I need to give like either some context to like what's happened in the day, or you know, because the data only tells you like one story, and why I always try to take a photo on the ride as well to give you like kind of an idea. And like today's, I just called it like 2 by 20 minute like efforts and a plod for the rest of the day. And like there's always going to be someone who looks at it and goes like, your plodding pace is my flat out pace. I'm like, I know, but like it's all relative. Like like I am shattered after that ride, but that is completely normal.